What is the relationship truth between the divine masculine and you, divine feminine twin flame? I'm Lacey. Hey everybody. I'm doing a reading with a new deck that I just got. It's the relationship truth deck. So beautiful. And this reading is all about what's going on between you and the divine masculine. So this is a reading for divine feminines, for the divine masculine twin flame. And we're going to look at all of the underlying patterns so that you can heal them. I've been reading for twin flames for about 8 years now, and I want to let you know, while I'm still shuffling the cards, that we're going to be releasing the twin flame soul design on July 1st. So if you're watching this reading before July 1st, you are going to be some of the first to get access to this soul design reading that hasn't been released in about 9 years. So claim it while they're hot. They're going to be on sale, and I'll put information in the comments. Okay, so here we go. First energy coming up is control disguised as care. Control disguised as care. Concern slowly turned into control. That is something that I can relate to, actually. And so this is really where you and or your twin flame are in a state of control. Let me kind of describe what this means. So this means that, like, your twin flame is, or you have been maybe like overgiving, you've been trying to people please, maybe you're concerned that your twin flame isn't making enough money at work, and so you offer to foot the bill. And then again, until it becomes like you become like a parent to them. Or vice versa. Like, this can come across as like your twin flame divine masculine being jealous, or you, and not wanting you to go out in, certain clothing so you don't attract attention. Now, some of that is caring, but there's a fine line. Like, if you want to express yourself and wear what you want, then if your person is kind of trying to control what you wear, this is just one example, right? I haven't really been in a situation like that. Luckily, my twin flame likes what I wear out, and I dress mostly conservatively, I guess I would say. Where else can this show up? Let me pull another card to clarify that. Interesting. Emotional manipulation. Your empathy became their leverage. Your empathy became their leverage. There's something going on. Okay, do you see how both of these cards have strings? Both got strings going on. So not all the cards are like that. There's something going on where you and your twin flame have been in this like loop where they do something, you feel like a victim, you cry, or this is vice versa, right? They do something, they feel like a victim. In any way, this pattern just keeps going and going and going. You know what it is. You who are watching this, you know exactly what this pattern is. You're in kind of like a stale loop, where one person's getting upset and then the other person's getting upset about the first person getting upset, and there's just this codependent dance going on, and it doesn't feel good. And I know how to get you out of that. So the mirror exercise teaches you how to get out of that, but that's not in this video, and that's something that I teach my clients, and I have other videos on the mirror exercise. But this pattern that you're in is like eons old. It's not just this lifetime. It's eons old, like millennia. And, one of you feels something, does something, and the other person reacts, and it goes on and on and on. But the mirror exercise can help you out of that. Let's see what other energies are going on between the divine masculine and the divine feminine right now. This picture makes me laugh. I don't know why. Moment of clarity. Moment of clarity. One realization changed everything. So this is Newton and the apple falling, right? The realization of gravity. This helps me remember to kind of remind you guys, because we all need reminders, that twin flames are different from regular relationships. The way that your twin flame union works is different from regular relationships. So if you've got like some sort of emotional manipulation, another thing this could represent is like the emotional manipulation of another person. Like, what comes to mind is like a parent, or maybe your twin flame is with another person and they're like, oh, boo-hoo, boo-hoo, don't leave me, or whatever it is. There's some kind of like manipulation going on where One person is like holding on to another, whether that's you and your twin flame trying to control, or another person in your twin flame trying to control. But what this is talking about is, how do you resolve the situation? Twin flames work differently than other relationships. How this works is, if your twin flame is in a situation where they're being emotionally manipulated by another person, they are choosing as one with you. You are choosing as one at the core. And so what this means for you is, you can do the mirror exercise, resolve your dilemma within yourself, and then restore your whole union to oneness, right? When you realize how much power you have as a twin flame, when you start doing the inner work, everything gets a lot easier. And you start to realize, oh, my twin flame's just reflecting me right now. I don't need to control. I don't need to fret. My twin flame's just reflecting me, and I know what to do. I know to do the mirror exercise. Now, you got to get really good at the mirror exercise. You can't just like read a handout and then try it and then master it. It's a technique. You master this. This is why we practice. Next card for you. Trusting yourself again. Trusting yourself again. Your inner voice became clearer. So maybe something happened between you and your twin flame recently, or you and someone else recently, and like maybe your divine masculine was breadcrumbing you, or not treating you right, or ignoring you, or ghosting you, or blocked you again. And you realize that you're not going to, I don't want to say like put up with it, but you're not going to put up with it. You're not going to accept that in your life. And it doesn't mean, when we say, I'm not going to accept my twin flame doing this, it doesn't mean we cross our arms and, lock the door behind us. It means I'm not going to interact with my twin flame when they're not interacting with me in a way that honors me and my divinity. And if I had been, this is this part here, learning to trust yourself. If you have been choosing, or had been choosing something that wasn't in alignment with your divinity, and now you see it and you make a new choice, it doesn't matter what you chose before. You got to let that go. Okay? Forgive yourself for any silly decision that you made, and just walk forward with unconditional love and regard towards yourself. Let's keep going. Insecurity. Their fear quietly shaped how they treated you. There's a kind of an image of maybe like an inner child. So the divine masculine is hurt around the divine feminine, and that does come usually from the mother. And everybody's mother did the best they could do, right? We all know that. We're not blaming or making the mother out to be a villain. But the truth is that regardless of how much compassion and empathy we can give people, the wound is still there. The wound of the feminine, of the masculine's wounding towards the feminine is still there. And so this has caused the masculine to become insecure. Maybe your masculine had an absent father and then saw the mother struggle, but not only did the mother struggle, but there was maybe a lot of stress going on. And so your divine masculine might have experienced their mother shouting at them a lot or getting mad a lot. And so your divine masculine developed patterns of hiding from the feminine, right? That's how it goes. This is psychoanalysis 101, right? But we don't need to worry about their past so much, because that you can't change and you can't control. What we do want to understand is that it's not personal. If your twin flame is not treating you the way you should be, you're the most important person to them. You are their perfect partner as much as they are your perfect partner. But if they're not treating you like that, it's because of this. It's because there's something there that has to do with how they were brought up or their childhood. So you can have compassion, but compassion doesn't mean let go of your boundaries, right? Passive aggression. Okay, so your twin flame, there's like this is like building into stuff. Insecurity to passive aggression. Passive aggression is like the opposite of aggressive aggression, or aggressive, Anyway, passive aggressive aggression. Anyway, this is the truth appeared through silence instead of words. So look at the people eating, and this kind of like signals to you, like when you know something's up with your twin flame. When you know that they're acting funny, or that like you're like on it, right? You're like a basset hound. You can smell it on your twin flame, especially. And those of you who are watching this are already attuned to the divine, but you're even more so attuned to your twin flame. So like when they're like acting funny, you're picking up on it. Or if they, don't post for a while or don't connect for a while, you're picking up on it. And there's something going on. Now the passive aggression, That's when people kind of do things indirectly to try to control. Let's think of an example. My twin flame isn't going to talk to me. Well, I'm going to cross my arms and I'm going to ignore them on purpose, right? I'm going to ignore them because I want them to hurt the way I'm hurting, or I'm going to ignore them till they miss me. That's manipulation. Like, that's not unconditional love, right? You're not going to get anywhere through manipulating your way into union. No one ever did, and no one ever will, right? So this is just, if your twin flame's doing this to you, again, these two things, if that's present in your union, don't take it personally. It's not about you. It's not even about you and your inner work. Those of you who are on my channel that work with me, you know the mirror exercise. It's not about like how well you're doing the mirror exercise. It's mostly about how you choose to see yourself, despite what your twin flame is doing. Okay? And this is our last card, letting go, letting go. So this picture is meant to bring you joy. It's not about letting go of your twin flame and giving up. That's not what this card is. Not about giving up. Holding on no longer made sense. So whatever your twin flame's doing, if they're going through some stuff, if they're seeming to not choose you, it's always safe to let go. It's always safe to trust in the universe. In whatever your twin flame's doing, they're supposed to be doing that because they're learning a lesson, they're mirroring things to you, they're working through something, they're on an exploration path just like you. They're learning about themselves and their life and what kind of things come up and how to navigate just like you, right? So let them go. You don't have to clutch on to them to like love them. When you choose unconditional love, you start with yourself. And you love yourself unconditionally. You realize no one else outside of you is your source. No one outside of you is your source. And your twin flame is also included in that. No one outside of you is your source. Your source comes from within, from your divinity, from God within. And you can learn how to really draw in all the love in the universe. You can learn how to do that through the practice that I've talked about, the mirror exercise. So I highly recommend it. And I hope this reading was good for you. We're going to go back through the cards one more time. All right. Thank you so much. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.